All right, welcome back to Slingshot Disc Golf. This is my student Tyee. So Tyee was recently on a foundation disc golf video where he played against the Bogey Bros. I'll leave a link in the description to this video so you can go watch Tyee play. So Tyee's form is not perfect and we're working on it all the time, but if you've ever played with him live, you know his form is effortless. I know a lot of you have played with him in Oregon. I've played with him. It really looks like he's not trying and he can get the disc to go pretty far. Let's talk about why his form is effortless and really put an emphasis on the hard work it took for him to get there. Because he didn't just have this effortless form. It doesn't work that way. Let's rewind the clocks to about a year ago when Tyee and I had our first Zoom meeting. This is the first form Tyee ever sent me. When people send me form, I look at the feet first. And I look at the back leg. I look at the weight distribution. In this clip, Tyee doesn't do anything with his offside. He transfers his weight down into the ground before throwing or rotating. Those frames right there, you can see the weight just pound into the ground. That's a front leg weight transfer. This leg is now going to be a counterweight. Now this is a method that is taught. It's fine if you do it that way. But ultimately, his form was not effortless because he wasn't using his body at all. And when you watch that back leg slip, that's not a pro position. Tyee clearly has raw talent and athleticism, but when I first looked at this clip, it's sort of what I see when I work with a lot of my clients. Nobody had ever taught him the fundamentals of backhand form, which start with the lower body. I may sound like a broken record, but let's look at a realistic 1-year transformation of the fundamentals of backhand form, starting with the loaded position. This is the loaded position. Right here, his weight is just flying to his front leg. This leg is not loaded, and he has not coiled with his stomach against his hip, loading this leg. In fact, this leg is just about weightless because it's going right over the top. Tyee is coiling his core against his hip, and his back leg is loaded. That's why this knee is bent in and this one is bent out. That's not the case over here. He wasn't loading his body. He wasn't coiling. He was not turning his body into a slingshot or even getting it ready for that whatsoever. The roadmap is Paul, so loaded position, loaded position. I'll use eagle as well. Knee bent out, loaded, leg bent in. So from the loaded position, we explode with the back leg. We rotate, we drive off the ground with the back leg. That's one of many things we do. Here, Tyee was not using his back leg at all. I know this for a fact because he was actually being taught at the time to not use the back leg. When that happens, you don't achieve what I call the magic position, where the knees are bent in. You never see that from Tyee, and you don't see that ever from the front leg technique, because the leg is a counterweight and it whips behind very quickly. Every pro goes through this position. Bent in, loaded, magic position. Finally, the final position that shows that you rotated, where you have this L shape. That's a sign that you rotated into the brace. Tyee's form is effortless because he started with the fundamentals and he built it from the ground up. It's hard to buy into that. I know a lot of people don't even think you push off the back leg, but ultimately, he's an athlete who had a discus background. And if you see him pretend to throw a discus or actually throw a discus, you'll see that he drives very violently off the back leg. So when I started bringing this up to him, he got it immediately. He's like, oh my gosh, yeah, you start with your legs. That's the way sports work. So now that he understood the fundamentals, he has spent the last year grinding it out because these positions take time. They take effort. They take a struggle. The road to Easy Street goes through the sewers, and Tyee understands that. And he's been working so incredibly hard, and it is paying off. I'm super proud of Tyee. This won't be the last video with Tyee. We're going to keep working on his form. Be sure to go follow him on Instagram. He also has a lot of great putting tips. Also, if you're in the state of Oregon and you can't get a hold of me, Tyee's a great person to get a hold of for backhand form lessons. He teaches the slingshot method. As usual, you copy Macbeth, you copy Eagle. That's how you get in these positions. But if you want to learn much quicker, take my training program. It's live at slingshotdiscgolf.com. You'll learn these positions quickly. But if you don't want to pay for that, just copy those pros. Keep it up. Keep grinding. Slingshots for everybody.